Hi, this is Jeff from the Ozark Mountains in Missouri, USA. Well, actually, this video is from Tandy Assembly 2023 in Springfield, Ohio. This is the first day before things officially start. Everybody's got their stuff set up, and we're looking forward to a great weekend. Thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. They not only do PCBs and flex PCBs, they also have 3D printing service, injection molding service. They do CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication. They also have a thriving maker community where you can share projects and check out what other people are doing. For your next project, head on over to PCBWay. Note that some of the audio isn't very good, but I decided not to try and voice over everything. This gives you a more authentic experience as to what was happening on the scene.
Tubes pretty decent. Whatever comes in with graphics here, and I would like 24 movies at a time. Now I'm so much sure this is good. Give me that. They're already gone? They're gone. Well, I already saw the graphics. I didn't know if the money was going and they've been sitting around. I have
Nice. These are such cool looking machines. It's like, it seems awfully industrial to have a 8-inch floppy drive.
Well, this one too. So you see the blue, and it's sub-tier, so it's Tandy. This is their private label line. They sold directly to companies. They recorded me. So they announced in '79 that they were going to have this private label line to sell to companies. They were like to do that. So color scheme for Tandy 2 is different.
And they get bounced around a little bit.
And the Tandy 3 had a little bit different color scheme around the keyboard. The rest of them look identical on the badging and labels.
But
they had the Tandy 2,
right.
Tandy 3, 4,
That's the way to go,
12,
for sure.
and a 16A. So far, that's all I've ever seen. Neat configured. This is a spare. I have another one with the matching keyboard and the matching disc drive pads. So they're all blue. This is going to Simon down there. Two of them. They take a lot of space.
Yep. They're cool though.
Yeah. Neat system.
Thank you. This is my favorite joystick in the world. I had a couple of these when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them. But this one, from all the shows, is getting some wear and tear and
Yeah.
do a little maintenance.
Yeah, you can get new centering bushings.
Can you?
Yep.
It's been pretty good.
Yep, that's what I had to do to mine. They'd been in a box kind of at an angle for so many years. It kind of always set off kilter.
Right.
I had this one as a kid. This is the donation table for the auction. All sorts of random stuff. A couple of floppy drives. Not sure what they're for. Cassette decks. Oh, I got one of these a while ago. Printer, some modems, test equipment. This terminal was made in Tim's hometown in Massachusetts.
put on the refrigerator.
I think like they have the insert.
So you can actually breathe. Yes. And you can dip the
Instead of having to go to the
yeah. And that you did that with the rotary knob. Yeah, the rotary knob is
Tandy Vision.
it's like the yeah. It's like, I'm sure there's tons of stuff. You just have to be really careful.
Coco 3 in a PC case.
But
You're fine, you're fine.
The first two that I put in weren't working. I couldn't figure out what it was doing. And it was actually the way it was printing it. It was putting a tiny little crack. So
That thing is a printer.
Yes.
Yeah, everything you do.
I'm convinced I need to buy one of these digitizers now just to make it work. Try to make it do something useful.
Wow. I knew these were always based on a TV. I've never seen one exactly like it.
Now, I guess this is the European and Australian Model 1 monitor.
Well, that looks way better than one of these.
Boards, and I think this is all of the Model 2 boards made. At least the ones from Radio Shack.
Wow. He's got covers too.
Model 16, the big boy of the business computers, dual 8-inch drives. All the cards in the back, big honking power supply. And even more. Boards. So what are these?
So this is a these are both Poly 88 S100 bus computers. So I'm doing a presentation at one about Model 1 and how it got its video and graphics. And so these are these machines are special because they basically have the same graphics capability as a TRS-80. And I think they were pretty influential in the TRS-80 Model 1's design.
Is it okay if I catch you on camera?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just like showing the displays and the people behind them. So I like showing the displays and the people behind it.
Sure.
And all the Don Lancaster books down here.
This is almost done loading. We'll have Tetris on the Sol 20 emulator, on the Poly 88, the real machine. There it goes. And then on the TRS-80 Model 1. This is a guy wrote this Tetris program, and it compiles with this Z88DK, which is like a cross-platform 8080 Z80 environment. And so I thought that's a good way to showcase the similarities and differences between the machines.
Yep.
So like we have the same pixel graphics. Whoa, and it crashes. That's not good. I'm trying to reload that. Maybe it just got a bad byte in there somewhere. It's user interface card, and but it can be repurposed to the monitor. Just knows how to load from cassette. It looks like serial either way, and so between some Python code and the manuals and knowing how the monitor code works, you could make it get some software on there somehow, one way or the other. But it's slow. It's like 300 baud. There's another tape mode that's 2400 baud, but it was synchronous, and it wouldn't have been that easy to do to get it up and going, so I didn't do it.
Here we've got model 16, and it's running 4 separate terminals, or 3 separate terminals.
Yeah, I'll send it.
Here's Jay with his power supplies and bits and bobs.
Nice.
Very good. Some fancy wooden case joysticks. Some Cocos. Retro store. More joysticks. Pink Coco. Miscellaneous. Here we have.
I'm gonna get it working here now.
Okay. No, I'm just leaving notes to myself. An MC10 with homemade I/O board that was used to collect data from HVAC systems, and the charts were printed out on the CGP 115. I don't remember what I recorded yesterday, so I'm going around and getting some stuff I want to make sure I didn't miss. You know, it's like, especially things like this, is like how the equipment was used, you know, back in the day. Yeah. Lots of miscellaneous Coco stuff. This is a neat thing. It's an electronic book for the Coco. So you plug it in, and there are overlay sheets, and then you press down at each spot, and that's an input to the computer. It's kind of a neat idea. Parallel printer interface for the Coco. So, you know, they had similar things for Commodores and other machines. So if you wanted to use a standard printer with the machine, you could plug it into the serial port and plug this into the printer. So again, the funky printer that uses the aluminized paper. It looks more like a projector. The digitizer that nobody ever seemed to actually use. Voice synthesizers were all the rage back in the day. This was a primitive voice recognition system. You had to reprogram every time you turned the computer on. Model 100 DVI. We've got the silver and the white CGP 115s. The thermal printer, which is rather fast and relatively low cost at the time. The European and Australian version of the Model 1 monitor. Yeah, I've seen these mentioned. I've never seen one in the flesh, I don't think.
Yeah, and it's so this is the modern board replacement. Ian does these, but it basically works like a graphics code processor. So the assembly language on the Model 3, you're just basically sending the assembly language commands into the chip. And there's 16K of memory inside this that's driving all the video.
So you have like a driver of sorts?
Yes, loaded in BASIC. You can also run like games that are in assembly language. So fire up the Mouthman is the famous one. And I brought the old CRT to show off what it looked like there. This is like a modern monitor.
Nice.
These are just Atari 2600 joysticks. It's of course 2 of them.
Oh, nice. So the joystick inputs are on the chroma. Nice.
Anyway, so it's got sound and video, and there's an assembly language. You can pretty much use the assembly language off the, I think it's the TMS, what is it here?
That's a terrible.
Yeah. So you can program the assembly by just in-outs to the chip. Actually, Robert French is still around. He's on Facebook a little bit. I hope he'll come next year.
So if you ever have a chance to attend Tandy Assembly or a similar vintage computer show, I encourage you to do so. It's great fun. You get to meet up with people that normally you only see online, reconnect with friends, share stories, see the new projects they're working on, and that type of thing. It's great fellowship, and it's just really good to get together in real life, as the kids would say, and spend some time with people that have similar interest as yourself. So, I hope to see you at Tandy Assembly 2024. Bye for now.